Oh yeah, we got mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
Most people think these little guys are bait and they don't taste very good, but I'm telling you, they make some delicious stuff, and we're gonna do that today. You're watching the Catch and Cook Kitchen. I'm Zachary Fowler, and let's make something delicious out of these mackerel. So we were just out checking our lobster traps, and we caught some mackerel to rebait them. Oh, fish on. Look at the size of these ones. Oh yeah. Oh, loading up. 2 of them.
I got.
You got one? No, it's some fish, and myself. Oh, 3. Ah, lost. I had 4. People elsewhere eat these mackerel all the time, and it's just us Americans who think that, oh, there's a little crab. Poor guy. Maybe when I go striper fishing tomorrow, I can return him to the sea. They'll actually survive between tides, so I can put him back.
Let's free Willy.
Where were we? All right, back on track. So we got mackerel, and we're gonna take some of these, and I'm gonna show you how to spatchcock them, because you can't just cook these up like a regular fish. They don't fillet out, they're full of bones, but there is a way that's pretty easy. It's a little on the messy side, so when you do it, you gotta commit to it, get into it, and you can make something just as delicious as a nice salmon fillet. It's just my bush knife that I use a lot. A fillet knife isn't important for this because you're not filleting them. So you slit down here by the gills, and then slit down the stomach, all the way down to the tail. Just gonna open her up, use your thumbs to kind of work it back and forth, remove all the stuff up towards the head. On this side, just behind that fin behind the gills, cut down towards the head till you poke through the spine, and then pop that whole mess off and throw that to the side. You're all done with that part. This is where it starts to get messier. You really gotta buckle into it. So you put your 2 thumbs on either side inside the cavity of the fish and just start pressing and splitting it. And what you're trying to do is kind of massage the meat away from the spinal cord without breaking all the bones off. You are gonna break some of the bones off, but that's part of it, you don't have a choice. Now once you've kind of got it flattened out enough, you muckle onto the spinal cord, and you just kind of keep working your finger behind it, your thumbs, and just commit to this being a messy process. And then once you've pulled all of that spinal cord out, you cut the last little bit, leaving the tail on, and now you have a completely split down, but as you feel it with your fingers, you can see right here that there are still several of the rib bones. Just pinch your fingernail, your thumbnail against your finger pad, use that as if it's a plier, and pull each of those bones out. Don't be distracted by the other bones, you're still working on just the rib cage area. All right, now that all the bones are out, we still have, right here, there's a little fin. Boom, give that a slice, cut that one off. There's a little fin on this side at the bottom, cut that a slice, cut that one off. And now there's a little dorsal fin right here, and they slice down on one side of it, and then from here down on the other side of it, and pull that free, and you're clean. That's it. And you can give that a rinse and throw it on a paper towel. There's one. Took me all of a minute to do it. If I wasn't talking to you, I probably could have had it done quicker. I'm gonna do up 3 more of those, and then we'll fry them up. All right, so we're gonna fry these up, but I got something new to cook them up in. Thanks to our friends over at, oh look, they even sent me one of these. Heritage Steel, some of our nice cookware that we've been using. I'll put that on to keep the splatters off my clothes. I've never cooked in titanium, and I've only found the love for stainless again recently after I learned how to properly use it, which mainly, let me tell you, is pro tip, is you heat your pan first, get it warm to the right temperature, even hot, and then you put your oil in, and then you get on with your cooking, and you wait till your stuff is properly cooked before you pull it and try to flip it. So, we got our wok. We just throw I like to use peanut oil for this. Put that into the pan. 3/8 of an inch, something like that at the bottom of the pan. So I like to do this really simply. You know, there's all kinds of different batters you can use, but a little flour, a little salt and pepper. We'll go with Ace's First Cast seasoning. Has a little Cajun flavor that'll just be fun for today. You won't get to taste it because you're not here unless you order some off of our website. Just a quick flavoring. There's a little bit of sugar in this one, and so it's just a dry batter. I'm not gonna dry batter it and then egg it, things like that. And if you don't have some of our seasonings or something like that, salt and pepper, more than good enough. Just gonna take our fish, we're gonna drop them right in there and just powder them up. Flap them dry and then let them sit for a little bit after each flouring. Here we go. And I'm just gonna lay it in fish side first. And this thing is pretty hot. Make sure that the fin is laying down. And then we'll cook time on both sides. They're pretty thin, so you don't have to worry about messing it up too much. There we go. All right, now we just need to make a quick tartar sauce, which is a very simple pickle, mayonnaise, little bowl, and just go with a little bit more of this as our flavoring for this one to keep it real simple. Grab one of our new Heritage Steel knives, 2 pickles. This makes such a big difference in the meal. Like, if you don't do this, you're wasting your time. You might have made the most delicious thing in the world. You go and buy a jar of tartar sauce. Gross, gag me. It is different flavor entirely. If you haven't liked tartar sauce, maybe that's why you didn't like it, because you have not had tartar sauce that you made yourself. It makes such an amazing difference. There, I did it. Take some double paper towels here, scoop it, and bring it to the sink. Give it a squeeze, throw it into your bowl now that you've gotten the larger amount of moisture out of it. We want it to be juicy, not wet and moist. Mayonnaise. Mix it in, and then just like that, it's already done. But to add a little kick to it, we'll add some more of this. Ace's First Cast seasoning. I like to add kimchi powder, which I buy like on Amazon, and that they use to put in with the cabbage and all that stuff to make kimchi, so it has a kimchi-ish flavor. And for the sake of doing more dishes, we put the tartar sauce into our bowl to make it look better with a bowl that matches its size of volume. Which we kind of missed the mark on that. Maybe we need a smaller bowl. Should we go to the smaller bowl? Is that the... This did continually go to a smaller bowl. There we go. Now we got a bowl that matches the amount that we made. All right, it is done, and it looks and smells so delicious. I wish you guys could smell this with me. Let's give it a go. Just gonna pull one of those in half. Got the tail on it right there. Turn it over, use it as a scoop. Use the old finger, get it on there, pile it up good, and that's so good. We nailed it. Crispy tail bit at the end. This is the bite right here. This is the bite I live for. So good. One of my favorite fish. One of my favorite things to do for friends when they come. And not just because we couldn't catch something better, because it's just that good. So, thanks for watching, guys. Get out there, have your own adventures. And if you've enjoyed this video, but you like the catch side more than this, check out my main channel, Fowler's Maker of Mischief, where we do a lot bigger catch and bigger adventures. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Fowler out.